What's up, guys? You know who it is. It's your boy Jazz7, and we're back for another round of the Inside Line. I'm happy to be joined with my co-host, Mr. Clinton Fowler. We're going to look forward to this weekend at Ironman, not Unadilla, Ironman. It's a little change in the schedule, and look back on what we saw a few weekends ago at Washougal, where we saw the breakthrough of Chase Sexton and the KTM to get the first victory of the year, stopping that streak of Jet Lawrence. So, Clinton, what's going on? It's been a few weeks, man. Let's give the people what they want.
It's been a break. Let's dive in though. James, you hit it. Chase Sexton takes the overall win in Washougal. Pretty darn cool. He broke the streak. He broke Jet. Jet had won 7 in a row, and it paid. They had him initially at odds of Sexton at plus 580. That paid out $136. So pretty darn good return on a $20 bet, James. And on the podium, Chase Sexton, they expected it. They had him at a minus 202, so it only paid out $29.90. Jet Lawrence, they expected to be on the podium. It paid out a profit of 62 cents. Massive, our money market bet. But Eli Tomac, plus 161. We kind of talked about it. You talked about it. Plus 161 paid out $52. So another pretty good bet. So a couple nice bets here last week with Washougal, with Chase Sexton in the win and Eli Tomac on the podium.
It's just so hard when that guy on the 18 is so good, but that's why we go racing. And going forward to this weekend at Ironman, fun racetrack. I never had a chance to race it, but it looks like from in talking to the riders, the soil is probably top 3 on their list on the tracks to ride. You got Red Bud, Budds Creek, and Ironman. To me, I believe are the top 3 racetracks on the circuit. It's a very fast racetrack. Really got to have a good flow. And when I look at the way the track is laid out, I look at how Chase Sexton rides, Eli Tomac, they ride differently, but this racetrack can bring those combinations where I feel like both of those guys are going to be really strong. Chase Sexton, once he gets going, it's like that locomotive, that train. It's hard to stop the train when it gets rolling. Well, this track's going to suit him. Eli Tomac, you know how he goes all hot, heavy in, really hard on the throttle. This speed's going to be there for him. And of course, Jet Lawrence can ride anything, tricycle, whatever it is, he can ride it. So we know he's going to be pretty good. But Ironman, fun racetrack, looks great. Wish I was there riding. I'll be there, but won't be riding.
And James, I gotta call it out. I love your comment there. Jet Lawrence can ride anything, tricycle, you name it. He needs to show up with a tricycle in the pits there. Let's take a look at the odds for Ironman this weekend. Winner odds. Jet Lawrence minus 555 for a $23 payout. Not surprised they still got him as a favorite, even though Chase Sexton won in Washougal. But we do see Chase Sexton now as the second best or the second favorite here with a plus 387 paying out $97. So still a pretty solid, nice payout and bet for Sexton winning. Hunter Lawrence next, 580, paying out $136. Eli Tomac, a plus 1251, paying out $270 for the win. Justin Cooper, nearly a plus 3,000, paying out nearly $600. And RJ Hampshire, plus 5,600, paying out over $1,000 if he was to win. So they still got Jet as a favorite. They got Chase, but dude, Chase has got to be feeling it at this point, James. What do you think?
Well, I think when you look at how it happened in timing, it probably couldn't happen at a better time of the season for Chase. Obviously, he wished it would have happened earlier if he was racing, but he comes back one race and then he has his performance here at Washougal. He had 2 races before that, pretty good, but then shows up at Washougal and gets a win. But then he goes into the break, so he's just building off that momentum. And it's not like other breaks where you have that one in the Supercross where you start looking forward to training for outdoors. They probably had a little bit of time off. They continue riding the outdoors, and there's 6 races left, 3 motocross and 3 playoffs. So for Chase Sexton, the momentum's good. He had that time to build, to feel like he's the best ever. And last time we raced, you're only as good as your last race. He was. So yeah, he's going to be feeling good. And like I mentioned earlier, this track's going to set up well for him. Last year, it felt like he was showing up at the gate, almost like Jet Lawrence, that he was going to win it. So you got to think that momentum is going to carry for him. So I look at Chase Sexton as a strong pick for this weekend, and I feel like it's important. It's an important weekend. Does Chase Sexton feel like what happened at Washougal is that, okay, I beat this guy, now I'm going to just get these points and move forward to the playoffs? Or does he feel like, look, if I can beat him again, then that whole narrative in my mind, I could beat Jet Lawrence anytime, any day of the week. And Chase in his mind, he believes that. So these two are, it's an important weekend for Chase Sexton. Same thing for Eli Tomac. It's does he continue that momentum? I saw Washougal where we saw the glimpse of hope, but I don't know how much Eli really felt like he believed that he was still right there. So it's a good weekend for both these guys. It's a good track. And then, of course, with Jet Lawrence, you just got to feel like with him, yes, championships there, but at the same time, the one guy that you don't want to beat, and I've been saying this since day one, is Chase Sexton. If you can end that streak, look, we saw what happened last weekend or a few weekends ago at Washougal. When Chase Sexton beats Jet Lawrence, they all attack Jet Lawrence. If Jet Lawrence can knock out Chase Sexton, then the whole field kind of reacts to that. So it's going to be a great race this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and James, I just realized this is kind of Chase Sexton's home race. Now, we say that a little bit with Redbud, but he grew up in Illinois next door. It's kind of a home race. And man, his results have shown he's been first or second in the last 6 motos. He's never been worse than 5th place in a moto in his 450 career here at Ironman. So he's got to be feeling good coming in, especially after that win, to your point. So should be fun. Let's talk podium. Let's look at these odds for podium, which there's some interesting stuff here. Jet Lawrence, they're still doing the money market. We don't need to hit on that a whole heck of a lot. It's going to pay out. They got 12 minus 27.57 on the odds, paying out a profit of 73 cents. Chase Sexton has moved into clear second, minus 296, paying out 26 bucks, nearly 27. Hunter Lawrence, minus 261, paying out $27. So they got those 3 guys as a podium. And then they got Eli Tomac, plus 140, paying out 48 bucks. Justin Cooper, plus 230, paying out 66. And RJ Hampshire, plus 258, paying out nearly $72. So James, they got the podium favorites as Jet Lawrence, Chase Sexton, Hunter Lawrence. Man, I think it's interesting to compare Hunter Lawrence and Eli Tomac here. Eli Tomac has won 3 of 9 starts at Ironman, the most wins at Ironman. Hunter hasn't been great here, not to take anything away, but he got 3.6 for 4th overall last year here in the rookie year. And then last week at Washougal, James, he wasn't really in the picture like he had been, and he was off of the podium in both motos, which is the first time since Thunder Valley.
Yeah, well, when you look at Hunter Lawrence and last weekend or a few weekends ago at Washougal, I think that was a lot of track. We know how hard Washougal is to pass, and if you lose that toe, it's just hard to catch people. So those 3 guys that was out front, Chase Sexton, Eli, and Jet Lawrence, once they got that hook, if you're not on your game, man, that distance can be just huge. And I feel like with Hunter Lawrence, probably just had a small off weekend, but having an off weekend when those 3 are firing like they did just puts you way back in the middle of nowhere. So I don't think that really is an indication of what's going to happen here towards the future. Now, Hunter's past results, I think a lot of that came from last year. It was the last race of the year. Championship was wrapped up with Chase Sexton winning that first moto. I think he was more kind of tired, rookie year, long season. I think we got the best of Hunter Lawrence. And the year prior, he was trying to wrap up that motocross championship. So he was going in there for exactly just that. So I don't think his results on how good he can be at this racetrack are indicative of what they were in the past. So I expect Hunter Lawrence to have a bounce back. And considering that he doesn't have second place overall really wrapped up, he still has to kind of beat Eli these next few races to just solidify that. He'll be there. And Eli Tomac, as you mentioned, last year he had the Butts Creek. He came back off the injury, and then he showed up this weekend. It was the first race that he actually looked like Eli Tomac again. He actually had some speed, and that was coming off an injury. So after Washougal, will Eli just continue with that confidence of like, man, I really feel like I believe I can win here. I don't look at the track stats. That's going to help Eli too much, because if you go back to Washougal, dude, the guy never finished worse than second, right? So we know he's good at Washougal. Well, he's good here too. So really, Eli's all about the confidence to start, but he has a good shot. So I still like Hunter Lawrence. I still do, but of course, Eli, if he's battling for a podium, he'll be battling for a win.
Well, we're gonna see. Man, it's tough to ever go against Eli Tomac, but yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see. Head to head, Let's talk head-to-head odds. We got four bets. We'll talk about ours in a second, James. Let's talk about the odds here for the week. The head-to-head odds: Chase Sexton versus Jet Lawrence. They got Jet as a favorite, minus 515, paying out $23. Chase Sexton a plus 330, paying out $86. So they're thinking Jet for sure here. You got Eli Tomac versus Hunter Lawrence. This one, as we were just talking about, this one's is pretty cool. They got Hunter as a favorite at a minus 220, paying out $29. They got Eli Tomac at a plus 162, paying out $52. They got Justin Cooper versus RJ Hampshire, another interesting one. Justin Cooper, the favorite, slightly here, minus 120, paying out $36. RJ Hampshire, minus 110, paying out $38. And then last one, Jorge Prado versus Justin Barcia. In this case, they got Barcia as the favorite at a minus 120 and Prado at minus 110. Dude, the Prado Barcia one is interesting. I can't believe they've got Jorge Prado, two-time champion in MXGP, up against Justin Barcia. But man, it says something about Justin Barcia too. He's in it again. And James, Justin Barcia is been 7th overall the last 2 rounds. Dude, he is 10th all-time points. He's moved into that 2 weeks ago, and he's 9th in all-time starts. The guy's always here, James.
No, he is. And, when you look at the results, you'd be like 7th. In years past, you'd be like, man, that's not good. But that's pretty damn good still, the way this field is. I mean, especially how deep it is. And Justin's been close to, we saw last weekend. I mean, he was close to relapsing a little bit, Jorge, him and they were going at it. And Justin, I still think is rod just as good as he always has. And it's just hard when you have all these guys. You just have to bring it up to a different level. So to me, I'm not surprised that a 2-time champion or in Jorge Prado, they got him going up against Justin Barcia. And I think I like Justin. Jorge, we know his struggles all year long, and I don't know how much better they're going to be. I think for Jorge, it just needs to reset. So this weekend, I like Justin. Feel like just anybody get close to that front end, dude's going to relapse, going to kill all y'all. It's just going to happen. And when he does that, he's going to be up beating whoever it is around him. So I like Justin Barcia this weekend. So that's my pick. That's who I'm going for.
Well, I love it. Like, you gotta love watching Justin Barcia race a bike. You never know when he's just gonna get that spark, and like you said, he sees a front tire and he's gonna be like, I got it. And yeah, incredible career that keeps going. And from the sounds of it, from some quotes that I've heard from it, sounds like we're gonna see him for 2 more seasons on an Italian brand. So that should be cool. But hey, you go Barcia over Prado. I'm gonna go Tomac over Hunter Lawrence at Ironman. That's gonna be my bet on our head-to-head, and we're gonna just ignore anything that's happened in the last few weeks, James, on our picks.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like when you're on that losing streak, you're always trying to look forward to like what that happened last week, that happened. So that's what it is. So indications would say that look, anything can happen. I'm gonna win. A guy bike blows up. I mean, DNFs these days, besides Yamahas, Eli every once in a while blowing up, but nonetheless, you can have your bet. I mean, even still, I don't think you're going out on a limb on that one, but yeah, you could take Eli over Hunter. I'm gonna take relapsed Justin Barcia over Jorge there. And the funny thing is, when you watch Justin, it's gotten to the point now when he goes for that front end, you look at the guy's front end that he took out and be like, well, that was your fault because you didn't let him think about going for that front end. It's that part. So he's gotten to the point where he takes people out, and this guy that got taken out is fault because you should have never let him relapse. That's where it's at.
Yeah. He's gonna race you hard. You got to know as a competitor that's gonna be the case. And James, I do got to give you. I have chosen wrong 4 weeks in a row. It's not been pretty. So we're even at 3 and 4. It's down to the last 3 rounds.
One week you try not to even choose. Like you knew you were going to lose. You try not to even show up at the gate. That doesn't count. You still end up losing. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And of course, I'm happy to be back, and I'll be back this weekend, people. So as always, make sure y'all check out the Inside Line. Our Instagram things will change. Make sure you guys check us out, and check us out this weekend as well. And we'll see you guys next week. So have fun, play safe. See you again. Thanks, Clinton.